In my last video, I showcased an example of how I create and sell kids' storybooks, which continues to receive some incredible feedback. Since then, I've discovered a brand new way to not only create high-quality kids' storybooks just like this, but also to transform them into animated versions of that story just like this.
Ready, set, zoom. They race down together, giggling.
And by uploading those videos directly onto platforms like YouTube, where thousands of people are already searching for those exact story topics every single month, we can drive a ton of traffic to our book listing, absolutely maximizing the amount of those book sales that we can get. Step 1, create a kids storybook that can actually sell. And to do that, we're going to be heading over to the Read Kids platform. I'll leave a link to it in the video description, which you can get signed up to completely for free. Once you are signed up to Read Kids, you will be taken to a page like this. Now, to very easily start creating our kids storybook, you want to start off by typing in a very simple prompt into this prompt box right here, related to the topic for the storybook that you want to start creating. So for example, I can type something in like Max learns how to share toys before clicking onto where it says generate to start creating my book. However, before we start creating our book, we need to decide on a topic that people are actively searching for in the thousands every single month who would likely be interested in reading our book. Now, to do that, I'm going to head over to a tool called vidIQ, which I'll leave a link to in the video description. And if you click onto where it says keywords on the left hand side here, and then type in something very generic into this search bar, such as story for kids, you can then click onto where it says related keywords to see exactly what people are searching for on YouTube every single month. So for example, people are searching for bedtime stories over 800,000 times on YouTube every month, bedtime stories for kids specifically almost 150,000 times. And here is how people are leveraging that huge amount of free traffic to actually sell their books. So if I go over to YouTube, and if I do type in bedtime stories for kids, as you can see, there are a ton of these different animated bedtime stories. Now, if I click onto any one of these, such as this one right here, with over 7 million views generated over the past 2 years, we can see they're linking to not only their own app in their video description, but also to their Amazon book listings as well. If I click onto this link right here, we're taken directly over to those book listings where they're selling a multitude of these different paperback books for these different bedtime stories, and you can only imagine the substantial amount of sales that they'd be making with the amount of buyer traffic they're able to drive to their book listings due to the amount of views that this video has got. Now, the reason they're able to do that so effectively is because when I go over to YouTube and I do type in bedtime stories for kids, they're able to rank their video near the top of the YouTube search results. And for us to start doing that, to start leveraging that free YouTube traffic to drive those book sales, if I go back over to vidIQ and if I click onto where it says bedtime stories for kids, which we know is getting over 145,000 searches on YouTube every single month, but with a competition level of medium already assigned to that keyword search term, we would stand next to no chance of competing in this already saturated topic where there are already a ton of other well-established videos uploaded around bedtime stories for kids where they're containing those exact keywords in their YouTube video titles. This topic would simply be too saturated. What you want to do is to, first of all, before you create your book, find a keyword search term that has a competition level of low assigned to it rather than medium or high. And by browsing through these related keywords and by clicking onto any one of them, such as this one right here where the competition level is marked as low for the keyword search term, my first day at school story for kids being searched for over 4,500 times every single month. And with that low competition level, our video stands a much stronger chance of ranking and actually getting those views so we can start driving that traffic to our book listing. So to create our book around this exact topic, what we're going to do is head back over to Read Kids, which we're going to be using to do two things. One, create that storybook so that we can list it to start selling it, and two, maximize those sales by creating an animated version of that story, which we can list on YouTube to start driving that traffic to our book listing. And to do that, what I'm going to do on the left hand side is to first of all click onto where it says animate video. And if I type something in related to that topic, such as Luke's first day at school, what you can then do is to select your reader's age. Let's click between 4 to 6 years old. And if I click onto this drop down here to select the story type, as you can see, there are many to choose from. For this particular example, we're going to click onto where it says activities, which should then allow us to click onto the story theme, which in this case would be school life. I'm going to keep third person perspective selected. And what I love about Read Kids is this feature right here. This bit of a mouthful, guys. It's called anthropomorphic. This matters if you want to create a kid's storybook with an animal as the main character. For example, as you can see, dinosaur bedtime story for toddlers is being searched for over 5,000 times on YouTube every single month with a low competition. So an anthropomorphic dinosaur, or let's use a dog in this example, would be a dog with human features, like this dog as you can see standing up right here. A non-anthropomorphic dinosaur, or let's use dog as an example, would be a dog in its sort of usual form. Now for the sake of this video, because we are creating a storybook with a human, which is Luke, having his first day at school, that isn't really relevant for this step. So what I'm going to do is simply click onto where it says AI generate. Your storybook script will then be created for you, which you can very easily read through and edit as you please. And within this script, there will be a few characters, right? So you've got Luke, it's his first day at school. You've also got Luke's mum, the teacher, and to start creating those characters, or rather to extract those roles, you'll simply click onto where it says extract roles, but you'll first select from one of the over 100 drawing styles for your storybook an animated video, which we're going to be using to drive traffic to that storybook to actually make sales. Guys, do take your time with this step to choose one that you think looks good. One of my favorites is the Pixar style. I'll simply select it, click onto where it says next. So here is where things start to get really interesting. Here is where you're going to create your characters. So on the left hand side here, you'll see your main character or your protagonist, which we know is Luke. Luke is a boy. And if I scroll down, guys, you can see some of the supporting characters in that book. You've got a teacher, Miss Harper, Ivy, his schoolmate, and you've also got Mum as well. And what you can do is to click onto any one of these characters, such as Luke, and if I click onto this edit pencil symbol right here, Luke is currently set as a human, which we want to keep. We can turn him into an animal, an insect, a mythical creature. We can define his age, gender, and you can literally type in different attributes into any one of these text boxes right here for his skin tone, hair color, hairstyle. And once you've defined all of those attributes, you simply want to click onto confirm, and you can start shaping your character that you want to include within your storybook. Once you've done that, you can then simply click onto where it says generate. So we've now created our main character. This is Luke, and you'll also have a few different variations at the bottom which you can choose from. I'm really happy with this variation for our main character. So what I'll do before clicking onto next at the bottom here, I'll simply do exactly the same for our supporting characters right here. So we've now created Luke's teacher, Miss Harper, Luke's schoolmate, Ivy, and we've also got Luke's mum right here. And you can edit any of these characters after you've generated them by clicking onto where it says edit character on the bottom right here. Once you're happy with them, you can simply click onto where it says next. So once you're taken inside the storyboard, what you'll see on the left hand side here are the different pages for your book that you can start creating. So for the first page, which is the front cover, what you can do is simply click straight onto where it says generate, and after confirming, you'll get your front cover, which looks absolutely incredible, but there's one thing missing. Let's say, for example, that we want Luke standing at the front gate looking nervous and excited for his first day at school. To very easily add Luke in, what I can do on the right hand side is to simply click onto where it says add role underneath portrait reference. Click onto Luke and then confirm. And what you'll see here, guys, it will switch from the official prompt, which was used to create this background image, to my prompt, which is now an empty prompt box. Now, what I'm going to do is go back over to the official prompt, click onto where it says copy prompt, go back to my prompt, simply paste it in. And very importantly, I'll add to this prompt Luke in square brackets, standing at the school gate, looking nervous and excited for his first day at school. I'll hit generate, and it will give me that exact front cover image. I'll then click onto where it says apply to canvas, and that is the front cover done. Looks incredible, and what I can now do is click onto page 2 on the left hand side, and you'll see the captions for the first page of our book. Luke woke up before the sun peeked into into his window. On the right hand side, we can see Luke being referenced, and you can also see the prompt for that image. So we'll start off by clicking onto where it says generate to see what that prompt gives us. And we'll be provided with an initial sketch outline. Luke won't be in this image just yet, but as we can see, it's sort of Luke's bedroom. The sun is shining through the window. This looks great. So what I'll do is simply click onto where it says confirm, and that outline will be converted into the style that we selected earlier, with Luke appearing in that image. So I'm really happy with the image for the first page, and wait until you see how we can convert this into a fully animated video. Before we do that, guys, one thing that I will change is the size and positioning of these captions. I'll simply move them over to the bottom of the page, highlight them, and I'll change it from body text small to, let's go with body text large, and I'll simply move it up a little bit, and I'll expand this outwards and move it towards the bottom. All right, this already looks much better. And if you wanted to edit anything to do with this image, what you can do, guys, is simply click onto where it says chat PS and just type in exactly what you want to edit, and it will apply those changes. So before we create the images for the rest of the pages on our book, what I want to do, guys, is first of all apply this formatting for this text across all pages. Now, you don't need to do that individually. What I can simply do is to right click onto it and then simply click onto where it says apply the formatting to all pages, which I've done along with generating the images for every page of our book. And the quality of this storybook is absolutely incredible. If I flick through some of the pages, guys, the characters are super consistent, really realistic. The storyline is absolutely fantastic. It's a really good storybook that we could absolutely start driving sales to. So before we talk about listing that book, here is where the magic happens. Here is how we can convert that storybook into an animated version. What you want to do is to click onto where it says animation over here, and here is where we're going to convert those images into fully animated videos. Now, on the right hand side here, you'll see this drop down over here underneath where it says outputs per prompt. Here's where you can specify the amount of videos that you want to generate per image prompt. Now, for the sake of this video, we are going to keep it at 1. You can go all the way up to 4, and I'll simply click onto where it says generate video. And once you've done that for each one of those pages, if I now click onto where it says animation preview, and if I click onto where it says video, you'll see those separate video clips generated, collated as one full animated version of that story. And if I scroll down to the last video clip in this story, with the goal of maximizing the amount of those book sales that we can make with this animated version, I can add in a strong call to action right here. I've said, click the link in the video description to get this story as a personalized paperback version with your kid's name. You see, book listings with scope for personalization, where the customer has the option of adding in their son's name, for example, instead of Luke's first day at school, let's say Max's first day at school, tend to sell incredibly well, which can in turn maximize the amount of copies that you can sell with this strategy. We're going to be talking about exactly how you can accommodate that personalization into your book listing in the next step. So going back over to our video clips to very easily piece all of this together to create that fully animated version of this story to start driving that traffic to our book listing, what you want to do is to first select each and every one of these individual video clips by clicking onto this checkbox right here, and we can preview any one of these individually. If I click onto, look, let's say this one over here for scene 6, if I hit play, you'll see the image is fully animated, which looks absolutely incredible, but you'll also notice no voiceover, no background music, which we're going to need for the animated version of this story. And to very easily add those in, what I will do is, again, making sure that I've selected each and every one of those video clips and then clicking onto where it says confirm. You'll see those video clips will all be collated onto this video timeline right here. Again, guys, currently no voiceover, no background music. So to first of all add that voiceover, if you click first onto where it says dubbing, you'll see for each one of these scenes or pages, there will be a voiceover displayed next to it. And if I hover over that voiceover and click onto it, as you can see, guys, you can very easily change up that voiceover with any of the selection right here. You can also do that in a wide range of different languages. In this example, we are, of course, using English. Anything, guys, from a mature sounding voice like this one.
Hello, welcome to Read Kids.
To a younger sounding voice like this one.
Hello,
Welcome to Read Kids.
One of my favorites is this presenter voice right here. It has quite a neutral sound to it.
Hello, welcome to Read Kids.
So I'll simply select that voice and generate that voiceover for each one of these pages. Let's test it out for the last one, which is our call to action.
Click the link in the video description to get this story as a personalized paperback version with your kid's name.
And if you go back to the video timeline, you'll now see those voiceovers appearing in sync with each one of those video scenes. Look, let's click onto this one over here, for example. Let's hit play.
At the school gates, Luke's hand felt small in his mom's.
All right, perfect. And what you can also do, guys, is add in some background music. If you click onto BGM, which stands for background music, you can then select from a wide range of different genres. If I click onto Summer Vibes, for example, let's preview this one, A Midsummer Night's Dream. So let's go with that. If I click onto it, it will be added to our video timeline, and you simply want to expand it out so it matches the length of all of those scenes in our video. And once you've done that, before you click onto where it says generate video, just make sure that you preview every single video clip on this video timeline to make sure that everything looks good. So let's look at this one, for example.
Ready, set, zoom. They raced down together, giggling.
Alright, perfect. And what you may notice, guys, and you can visualize this as well in the video timeline, see where it says dubbing? That represents that voiceover. And you can see there's a bit of a gap over here, right? Between the scene, the entire video scene, and dubbing. It ends sort of a little bit early, which is fine in this example, but some of them can end especially early, just like this one over here, right? So what you may want to do is to go back into where it says video, and where some of the text is a little bit shorter, like this one over here, as compared to this bit of longer text, you may want to add your own text in to sort of fill that in so the voiceover does take up the length of that video scene. Alright, and just make sure as well that, of course, guys, these video clips are generated with AI. They are absolutely incredible, but as we know, AI isn't always perfect. What you can also do, if you aren't happy with any one of those videos, you can always go back over to your animation, again, click onto any one of those video clips, and simply click onto where it says generate video again. So once you're happy with the animated version of your story, you've got your voiceover, you've got that background music, which you can choose to include or not. I can simply click onto this if I didn't want to include it. You've got your call to action at the end of your story. If I click onto play right here.
Click the link in the video description to get this story as a personalized paperback version with your kid's name.
What you can do, guys, is simply click onto where it says generate video. You can then download it and upload that animated story over to YouTube. And knowing that over 4,500 searches are occurring on YouTube every single month for My First Day at School Story for Kids, where there is low competition, you want to include these exact keywords into your YouTube video title, which I've done along with the keyword animated, so we can start driving that low competition yet high volume traffic to our animated version of that story. And of course, in the YouTube video description, here is where we're going to insert the link to our book listing. Before we do that, guys, vidIQ also links or integrates directly with YouTube. What that means is it sort of deciphers the content of that video and suggests a video description for us based on that video's content. I'm going to click onto this video description, and I'm going to leave a line above it, which is where we're going to link that listing in this video description. Now, before we do that, guys, I'm going to scroll down even further, and vidIQ can also create a highly engaging clickable thumbnail for that video as well. And there are a few ways that you can do that. One way that you can do that is to simply click onto where it says quick generate, underneath where it says IQ suggestions, and it's generated 2 thumbnails for us. And I really like the look of this one, guys. Really matches the style of our video. First day success. You can change this to first day at school, guys. Any changes you wanted to make to this thumbnail, you can simply type into this prompt box right here to describe your edit and apply those changes. It is Luke looking rather nervous, but at the end of the day, he's having lots of fun. So we're definitely going to use that thumbnail by hovering over it and simply clicking onto where it says use. So there is our thumbnail, and while we can upload this video to start driving sales to our book, which we can publish on platforms like Amazon via Amazon KDP, what I actually recommend that you do, guys, as the call to action says, not only here, but also at the end of our video, I've said, get your paperback personalized version of this story. And you may notice this is an Etsy link. Etsy is the best place to sell these personalized kids books. A lot of people are making a lot of money by doing exactly that. Let's take a look at just a couple of examples. Here is a personalized kids book. It is a bedtime storybook with a owl as the main character. And of course, whenever anybody purchases this book, there is a field over here underneath where it says personalization, so they can type in their kid's name, such as Max, for example, which will be replaced with Isabella in this example. Now, this particular book has made over 2,100 sales, and the listing is only 34 months old. Here is another example of a personalized kids book, Sophie Can Be Anything. And again, guys, you can replace Sophie with the personalized name in this field over here. Now, this particular book has sold even more, guys. It's only been listed for 18 months, and it's made over 3,700 sales. Now, by far the easiest way to start selling your storybook on Etsy is to first of all, obviously, download it from ReadKids as a PDF, and then upload it onto a platform such as Gelato, which is a print-on-demand platform allowing you to create and sell personalized children's books. Gelato will essentially print your book onto their own materials and send it out to the customer on your behalf every single time that somebody comes over to your listing on Etsy, for example, and orders it. The only manual thing that you'll need to do is when they enter in the personalized name and place their order, which you will see coming through, you'll need to go back into ReadKids and replace the default name of Luke, for example, with that personalized name before honoring that order. The setup is pretty straightforward, guys, especially with Gelato and Etsy, which integrates seamlessly with each other. But if you want me to release a step-by-step video detailing exactly how to do that in the back end, drop a comment down below, and if I get enough feedback or requests for that video, I will definitely make that video. Now, in terms of getting set up with ReadKids, again, guys, I've got a link in the video description. You can get signed up completely for free, although I will say it is worth upgrading to at least the standard or the pro plan, and the reason for that is due to the fact that you can remove the watermark from all of your works. You also unlock all voiceovers, all of that background music. I'm personally with the pro plan, and the reason for that, guys, is primarily due to the high amount of credits that I get, allowing me to create plenty of those animations and those videos like we saw in this video. So if you got value from this video, please make sure that you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification so that you get notified every single time that I release a new online money making video. Take care.